We had 8 more loads of bales to pick off the field or getting going this morning, but it rained and snowed overnight, so we were not going to get any bales off of this field today just because this is not our field. Got about 5 mils of rain. We don't want to mess up our neighbor's field here. But I just started the loader as Dad's pulling away. The ignition was on and the loader just died. So this has happened to me actually a couple times while I'm driving and the loader just dies, and it's actually so sketchy. So start it up again. But anyway, yeah, we are only 8 full loads away from being done hauling bales out of 5,000 bales. We were so close, but it had to go and rain now. But lucky for us, the 2-week forecast is still looking pretty nice. So yeah, I guess we're hoping it's going to stay nice for long enough for things to dry off a little bit. Still got to haul some liquid manure too, so I'll take another 2 weeks of mild fall temps. I think it's happened to me 5 times now where I'm just driving and the loader just dies on us, and then it acts as though the ignition just got turned on. So it kind of resets the whole thing. You can just turn the key forward, start the starter motor, and then it's kind of reset again, but it's just so weird. And when you're driving and then it all of a sudden shuts off, yeah, you jolt forward. It's a little sketchy to drive full speed down the road because I know now that the loader is prone to just shutting off. No bueno. So we're just going to be bringing the loader back to the yard for today. They can feed with it. This loader is the preferred loader to feed with over the case loader, so that'll be nice again that they get to use this, and maybe put some bedding in this afternoon in the corrals, check it out, see what we get up to. Unfortunately, not going to be finishing off this job. Well, we got the loader back on the yard anyway, so if we need it this morning, it's right there ready to rock. Some puddles around the yard. This is always the worst time of year to get rain because everything gets rutted up and rough, and then it freezes solid for winter. Then you have a brutally rough yard for 6 months of winter. Oh well, hopefully it dries out. We're going to be putting bedding in first thing this morning. It's right around 0 degrees. It is snowing, and the snow instantly melts when it hits the ground because it's just too warm. So it's just kind of cool, wet. It's the worst kind of climate for cows, so give them something to lay down in dry, nice. It'll do wonders for them. So what does the boss man think of this weather?
It's going to come sooner or later.
Yeah.
A pretty good run at it. Got a lot of stuff done.
Starts to snow a bit harder with some bigger flakes. It's trying to stay on the ground, but I thought it was going to slow down, but it seems to go a little bit harder now. Those animals sure love that straw. We're putting 4 bales in each corral, and we are just trying to put as much straw in there as possible because we don't have shelters in all the corrals. It's a question I get all the time. Why don't you have cover in every single corral? It's just not necessary for our climate, but when it does rain and we get that precipitation, the only thing you got to do is make sure you put straw in those corrals. It's the only chance they have to get dry and warm, so you just got to hammer it in there, and that's why we go and make so many bales in the fall, or try to. If we got straw out in the field, we're baling it. So this thing's just drifting all over the place. We're all done with those corrals. Now we're gonna go and put some bedding in the straw packs right away. So that's our pack with some fresh straw. Looking good. We're gonna be putting bedding in the calf barn next. It's just a couple hours of bedding to start the day. Nothing beats it. Sun's trying to come out this afternoon. That'll be good. Dry the ground off, and we get those final bales picked sooner than later. That'll be awesome. Next thing we're going to be doing is replacing this tire on the Gia liquid manure tank. We're going to be using this thing in the coming weeks to empty that lagoon for the final time before winter actually hits us. And it's had a slowly leaking since this spring, I guess. And we're going to switch it around now. So we have a spare on a rim ready to go on. We're just going to take this one off and get this one into the city for some work. The problem is there's another stem for putting air in the tire on the back end, and we were doing a tire rotation sometime this summer, and then we took, I believe, that wheel off and this one off, switched them around, but when we were pushing this one on, we nicked that stem on the disc brake on the inside of that wheel, and it just snapped it right off. So that's where it's leaking. It's not the actual tire, or at least it wasn't the tire. Maybe now it's in worse shape because we let it go flat and let a bunch of weight on it, which is probably not healthy for the tire. Anyway, we're gonna go swap them around. Got the skid steer with the pallet forks to help us out.
Maybe you can stick it under and carefully lift it off.
With the bobcat?
Pallet, with the bobcat. Pallet.
Okay.
That's all I do.
Sure. Try to do it with the least amount of physical effort exerted, of course. So try to take it off just with the bobcat pallet forks. He's grabbing a pallet over there. We have a nice stack of pallets. You can just grab it, put it there, and we'll throw the tire on there right away. in the shed.
On the inside, right?
Yep.
I just hope that thing is thick enough for the bolts. The bolts are long enough. We'll see, I guess. I'll try and lift it, tip it over, and then I'll get rid of the pallet, and then we'll put the pallet forward and hopefully we can slide it on there.
Maybe try tip it onto one of the other wheels. Get it to line up with the bolts. A little too much. And that's torqued to spec now. Spec is just hold the ugga on there for 2 full seconds. If that socket doesn't move at all anymore, you're golden. Just trying to see which way is best here. Not actually sure how much air is in this tire. We'll see if it has enough to hold itself up. Oh yeah. Golden. It's the evening now. Milking is almost done. We gotta needle a couple cows for off-sync. It is Sunday. It's not one of our normal off-sync needling days, but we do need to needle some, and that's because we had herd health, I believe 9 days ago, Friday a week ago. So that just lines up that tonight we gotta give some cows fertilizing. There's 4 cows in this group that I gotta needle. Problem with it is, we texted the group chat to lock the cows and they're not locked right now, which sucks. So nobody's locked up because they all ate after milking and they went and laid down. So those beds are where we got to go to find our cows. But I just searched up all 4 cows on that side of the barn. 1 is locked up, and coincidentally we got an AI-er. We do snipe off our double off sync or any off sync. If the cow's in heat, we go breed her even if she's on that off sync program. So anyway, there's a cow back there at the front of this section, and then over there yet too. So we're gonna try and sneak up on these girls. We know exactly where they are, so makes it easier. All done with the cows in the barn this evening. What you doing?
Trying to fix the door. I think it's all rusted under. It should come off. All I have to do is an angle grinder with
I just want to angle grind the whole doorknob off.
Yeah. So, fix it.
Look at this.